Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I want to welcome you to Motivation Mondays. So I'm so excited to talk with you guys today. Oh, wait a minute. For those of you who always turn it on, I love you. And I'm so grateful for you. And for those of you, if it is your first time tapping in today, do me a favor, subscribe and click that bell so that you can stay connected with me. You'll often hear me reference my family as my singers or my VSPs, vibrational singing people. So I want to welcome you to Motivation Mondays. And I'm so excited that you decided to tap in, tune in, and turn it on today. Well, listen, I want to talk about the heart today. Wait a minute. Before I go into that 7-day vegan challenge, just wanted to give you guys just one quick update. I lost over 7 pounds this week. I did have shrimp though, because my cousin had a birthday dinner. So I did have that. But other than that, I stuck with my fruit. I stuck with my vegetables, plenty of water, and lost an additional 7 pounds. So 11 pounds in 2 weeks. Not half bad. So I just wanted to give you an update there. But I want to jump in and just tap into what we're talking about today. We're most definitely going to talk about the heart and the significance and the importance that it plays in creation, in our health, and in our manifestations. So the heart is the core component to ignite electromagnetic energy vibrations for manifestation. So of course, we're going to talk about our heart. We're going to define what it is, what electromagnetic energy is. We're also going to talk about the relation between the heart and the brain and how it affects our emotions. I want to go ahead and discuss heart rhythm patterns and how it affects our body system and how that's recorded. And also we want to talk about some emotions like negative or positive emotions and how it actually does affect heart health. Of course, we're going to go ahead and close this by talking about the affirmations and the quote of the day. So let's go ahead and tap right on into it. Now, I want to mention that the heart is often referenced as the organ of truth and of emotions. And as you know, the heart and brain work together in producing emotions for us. I don't know if many of you knew this. I didn't either. But the heart actually contains neurons in it, similar to what is found in our brain. So your heart and your brain are closely connected, creating a symbiotic emotional whole. So the brain neurons in your heart communicates back and forth with the brain neurons in your head. So the heart and brain, they work together. And that blew my mind to know that that's how important it is to have a positive emotions, because out of your heart it stores it and it also sends signals back and forth to the brain. So it is a two-way communication between the heart and brain, which is very, very interesting. It has been proven that the heart actually sends more signals to the brain than the brain does to the heart. Okay, so that's interesting. The heart signals have a significant effect on the brain functions, which influence our emotional processing. Okay, so it's higher. Our cognitive faculties such as attention, perception, memory, and problem solving are affected. Okay, so that was interesting for me to read. But let me go back a little bit. I kind of jumped in ahead of myself. I wanted to find what the heart is. It's a muscular or hollow muscular organ that pumps blood through the circulatory system, okay, in a rhythmic contraction and dilation. So it's also referenced as the center of something or the innermost part of something, the middle, the core, the nucleus of it. So that's what the heart is. If we think about what electromagnetic energy is, it's a form of energy that is reflected or emitted from objects in the form of electrical or magnetic waves that can travel through space. Examples of electromagnetic energy: gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, radiation, and also the inside of us, human beings, electromagnetic energy. But to jump back into what we were talking about, the heart and the brain are very similar in that they both contain neurons. The heart actually communicates more to the brain than the brain does to the heart, but it all controls our emotions, keeping us in alignment with source, and so that we can get our manifestations and out there. So that's very important. Now, I also wanted to tap into the heart waves, like how it creates vibration and energy throughout our system within our bodies. Okay. Now, the M wave is an educational technology and a tool that was used through HeartMath. It's a system, and it's based over 19 years of research. So it's based over that research. And basically what it does is it, kind of talks about stress, emotions, and how it interacts between the heart and the brain. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that we kind of talk about that. They did like a study through Heart Health, and they kind of looked at the effects that positive and negative emotions had on the heart. So if we talk about the negative emotions, it caused the heart to beat in an erratic pattern to where the waves were recorded on the machine being like jagged, like a jagged edge, like stressed. And it caused irregular beats and things like that went on. The vibration was irregular. And the pattern affect the brain as well. So it limits your ability to think clearly, remember, to learn, to reason, and even make good decisions. So it explains why when you're brokenhearted or when you're stressful, it may impact the way that you respond to things. So it's really good to know that affects the cognitive part of our brain. So that was very important to know, and it kind of heightens the sensitivities in that it affects the heart in a negative way. But in contrast, when you're positive, when you're happy and you're feeling good emotions, when they recorded that on the machine there, it showed the vibration moving through the heart in a smooth, fluid movement, like a wave pattern of energy that the heart kind of pumped out throughout the whole body. And it facilitated the cognitive function, and it reinforced positive feelings and emotions as well. So it caused the body to be more relaxed when you're happy, when you're in a good mood, when you have positive things going on. It actually does have your heart beating in a pattern that is not irregular, but is very organized versus not organized when you're upset. So that was really good to also review. Now, I also want to talk about heart health. Since we know what keeps us in alignment, negativity, how it affects the way that our heart beats and our vibration. So we want to make sure that we stay either neutral, or if we fall into negativity, we want to snap back immediately into a positive, neutral position for good heart health as well as vibration. Okay? So the last thing I want to talk about is the impact that positive thinking or emotions have or on our heart health and the negative. So I want to go ahead and talk about that today as well. Now, intense negative emotions, it puts you at risk of a heart attack. Okay, these emotions like anger, stress, resentment, those type of things have a fivefold on you. So it's heart attack risk fivefold is what it was. It boosts your heart attack risk fivefold. I can't talk today. And then the stroke risk threefold. So intense grief also of a loved one, like if you lose someone, it raises your risk of having a heart attack. And traumatic experiences that you may encounter, it also has just a negative effect on your heart health altogether. And actually, it's proven that a broken heart, or what they call the broken heart syndrome, it shows you how the brain and heart kind of correspond, the connection between them both, because it mimics an actual acute coronary syndrome and can result in sudden unexpected death. So that explains why if a husband and wife, if one of them die, shortly after, sometimes the other one would die, or a parent and a child. So that kind of explains that. And then it also talked about, positive emotions in patients. They did a study over 1,500 patients, and of those that were had heart problems and may have been at risk of a heart attack. Well, it shows that the positive emotions for those people also reduced. Yeah, it reduced their coronary events like heart attack. It reduced it. So being happy, being calm, being optimistic, all of that plays a good part on your heart health. But in contrast, if you're pessimistic, your chances of developing a heart-related disease is very likely. So yet again, the heart is like the core of all things, that we have to make sure that we treat it well. How do we treat it well? We treat it well by always making sure to see the cup half full versus half empty. We treat it well by always making sure that we look at the good in things, that we retrain the neurotransmitters in both our heart and our brain so that we can begin to ponder on goodness and mercy. It's also been proven that meditation and prayer has lowered the risk of heart-related diseases as well. So we most definitely want to stay in alignment with vibration, being that our heart contains neurons like our brain, and they kind of signal back and forth amongst themselves. So we want to make sure that our electromagnetic energy is heightened, and that we are optimistic, that we see the good in all things, because not only does it keep us in vibration and it boosts faster manifestations, but it also makes sure that we're around for a little bit longer because we have good health. So that's very important with the heart. So I want to go ahead and I want to talk to you guys today also about some good affirmations to go ahead and get you going for the week. And so I hope that this really does help you guys as well. But I always like to start my affirmations out by saying, I am so glad that all things are always working out for me. I am so glad that all things are always working out for me. I'm so glad that out of my heart flows love abundantly, and that I'm happy and I'm healthy. Joy is my compass. My spiritual growth is top priority. I guard my heart from impure things so that it will remain pure and in alignment with God, with Source, and with creation. My heart's desire is to reconcile this world back to the Creator. Love guides all of my relationships. Because of my heart being full of love, I am not afraid to love. In my sadness, I love myself. I find happiness in every situation. I am healed. I am whole. I am stronger and wiser, more now than ever before. Why? Because really, guys, falling in love with God has allowed me to love myself and others more than any time before. Yes. So I wanted to end with the quote today. And I also wanted to end with a couple of scriptures today. That's something kind of different. But when we talk about the heart, you know, it's amazing how all of this kind of reflects back to scripture. So I wanted to give you a scripture really quickly. It says Matthew 5:8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. When your heart is pure, you're in alignment with Source, in alignment with creation. You will see Him. The second verse was Proverbs 4:23 through 27. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it, which we showed the signs about guarding your heart from negativity, because it will flow out and it will cause you to have some stress. It impacts your system, heart disease. So that's there. Keep your mouth free of perversity. Keep corrupt talk from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the path for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. And do not turn to the right or left. Keep your foot from evil. Awesomeness. And I wanted to end today with a quote. And the quote says, "The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of a wise man is in his heart." The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of a wise man is in his heart. Be mindful. Take deep breaths. Enjoy your life, because you only get one on this side. Think about your heart, and always make sure that it's full of love and kindness, because it impacts your health, your brain, your vibration, and your manifestation. Focus. Focus. I love you guys. And I'll see you in 2 days. Take care now.